I'm C-Train. This is a station. Welcome to C-Train Station. Hey, I gotta talk to those Warriors fans out there. Dub Nation, how you doing? Look, it is the off season right now, and we have to talk real quick because the basketball playoffs are going on, the NBA playoffs, and they're really awesome right now. It's great. Just incredibly entertaining and dynamic basketball. We gotta talk about intent though. Dub Nation, do you think that the Warriors are gonna try to win next year? My contention is that they did not try to win this last year. Again, the Golden State Warriors didn't try. And honestly, they made a very poor, with their effort, very, very poor to win. They didn't want to achieve victory. They didn't want to get into the postseason. They talked about the 6th seed. That is like delusion on their part. So when they were talking about the 6th seed, it was delusion because they weren't doing the things to win. Okay, they weren't like playing good basketball or consistent basketball, good defense. And they were expecting different results, okay? So they were like, hey, we're not going to do the things it takes to get better as a team, but we're going to get better as a team. Okay, got it. Okay, interesting. In critiquing the Warriors' inactivity and failure as a result, what we have to do is give those other teams their flowers. Let's start with the Knicks. The Knicks traded R.J. Barrett for OG Anunoby. And although OG is out right now, what an absolutely dynamic trade they made. The Knicks said, look, we're sort of moderate right now. We need defense. Defense wins championships. Who's the best defender out there? It's OG Anunoby. OG can pretty much guard 1 through 5. I've seen him guard point guards. I've seen him guard Steph. And also, he has shut down Anthony Davis before. I would like you to Google that, actually. You can YouTube that. OG Anunoby shutting down Anthony Davis. Okay. The Knicks took the chance, and they're still in the playoffs. They are playing right now, right after this video. I'm going to go and check out the rest of the game. Okay. The Knicks made a move. They made a move because they weren't satisfied where they were at. They wanted to get better and made the change. The Pacers got Pascal Siakam. Now, this is a really interesting one. Pascal was rumored to the Warriors, and a lot of people were like, he's a ball-stopping player. He's not going to fit in with the Warriors or anything like that. Got it. Okay, he plays defense. Any player, in my opinion, that can play defense is going to have a better chance than not of fitting in with the Golden State Warriors. If they can spread the floor and play defense, you're in. If you can ball handle, spread the floor, and play defense, you're gonna be around for the Warriors for a long time. Okay. Pascal Siakam doesn't give the Warriors a lot of the dynamics that maybe they were looking for. However, the Pacers saw a rugged defender, a player with some size, with versatility, a rugged defender. You see where I'm going with these OG and Pascal trades, though? I love the fact that the Knicks and Pacers sacrificed capital for defense and for championship DNA. Both OG and Pascal are both champions. They are both champions. Can't take that away. Let's go to the Dallas Mavericks, okay? PJ Washington was really sort of under the radar, okay? And I just think that the Mavs straight up stole PJ Washington. And they made another move for Gafford. So, like, we're talking, okay, the Mavs are in the West. The Warriors are in the West. The Mavs had a better record, I believe, at the time than the Warriors. Both aspiring, contending teams. One team, the Mavericks, they weren't delusional with where they were. Or who their players were, right? They had Grant Williams, and they weren't like, hey, Grant Williams, they didn't, just unnecessarily inflate Grant Williams' value for no reason. Okay? So, they saw that they needed to make a change. And not only did the Mavs get PJ Washington, but they also got Daniel Gafford. It's those types of moves, though. It's the move where, like, Gafford could have... He was almost like in the margins in Washington, and now he legitimately has Defensive Player of the Year potential. He has defensive second-team potential, let's just say that. But he legitimately is an amazing defender, great rebounder, great rim presence. But it doesn't matter because of this. Okay, the Mavs didn't like where they were, and they weren't delusional. They didn't say, they weren't in denial. They didn't say, I am not where I want to be. I'm not going to do anything different, and I'm going to get where I want to be because of that. That's what the Warriors did this whole year, and that's probably my biggest critique of the Warriors this year. They just sat there and took it for 82 freaking games, man. They said, look, we're wanting, we need probably another ball handler, someone to stretch the floor, a little bit of size. Lauri Markkanen could have helped with so much of that, by the way. And they said, look, I need all this. Okay, Steph Curry even said it. Steph Curry said, hey, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over again, expecting different results? Mike Dunleavy Jr. This is what he said. This is what he's doing. This is his actions at the trade deadline. When all mattered. Steph only has a few more trade deadlines, y'all. One of his last ones in Steph's prime. Mike Dunleavy Jr. said, look, the team isn't doing well. Steph isn't happy. Steph is frustrated. I don't care. I'm not going to do anything about it. The Warriors are going to lose. They're not even going to make the playoffs. They're a lottery team. I'm doing nothing about it. I am not making any changes. And I expect everything to be different. Is that going to be the Warriors' way now? That's denial. You're in denial. You're effing delusional. You're out of your mind. If you're Mike Dunleavy Jr., Joe Lacob, and a Warriors fan, and don't think that they need multiple moves, the Warriors are multiple moves away. That's why all these trades are so hard. It's like, I'll do a Lauri trade, a Lauri Markkanen trade. It's like, of course I will only solve 3 of the Warriors' problems. They got 40 of them now. Why? Because they sat on their hands when action needed. When they needed to act, they sat on their hands and did nothing. And Steph paid for it. I'm paying for it. It's not fair to me. Okay. Between November last year and January, every single member of my immediate family came down to hang out at C-Train Station with C-Train in SoCal at the station. Okay. Every single member of my immediate family. Listen to this, okay. We watched Warriors games. The Warriors blew so many leads from November to January. Okay? That all but one member of my family quit watching Warriors games. And I had to apologize repeatedly for the Warriors' efforts. Listen to this one more time. If you're Mike Dunleavy Jr., if you're anyone, if you're like a member of the Warriors, from November to January, C-Train, I had to apologize. I apologized profusely to family members for making them watch you. You're supposed to have fun playing a game. You're supposed to be good at it. They weren't any of that. But here's the thing. As I'm apologizing to my freaking family members, that is an absolute fact, just to let you know. I apologized to my dad and stepmom after the Warriors lost like a 30-point lead. And it's like, okay, well, great. What are we doing here? They don't even want it. When my dad and stepmom and I want the Warriors win more than they do, clearly, because they're blowing it so bad. Kerr's just hanging. Kerr's like hanging out there. So like just watching the lead go down from 15 to 10 to 5. Now I'm losing. Now it's over. Good game. Okay, well, we tried. Well, I'm just going to do this thing again. When are we going to change? When are the Warriors going to start to fight back again? Mike Dunleavy Jr., where are you? Stop being a coward of a GM. Joe Lacob, sir, I know that you're not a coward. You have tons of money and you're like a billionaire. Put your money where your mouth is. You got... Okay, I'm quoting. I believe it was either Carmen Policy or Eddie DeBartolo said, you got to spend ass to get ass. Sometimes you got to do that. But what I'm saying is that the Warriors aren't just delusional. They're not just in denial by not doing anything and not making any trades when they need to make like 4. They're cowardly. They're cowardly. They're afraid to go into competition, into the market of trades, specifically of trades, and they are afraid to exchange. I hope Joe Lacob sees this so he can have a talk with Mike Dunleavy Jr. about what it takes to be a fighter and what it takes to exchange. Because look, I saw Mike Dunleavy Jr.'s whole career through Duke, the Warriors, the Pacers. If we're talking about like that, does he have like the guts to exchange? Well, he didn't have the guts to exchange when he was a player. But there's always time to make a change now. I highly suggest if the Warriors want a different result, don't do the same thing over and over and over. Make the change. Take the chance. C-Train out.